everyone, and welcome back to a new episode of Champions of Performance Marketing. Today's episode is a little bit different. We are stepping slightly outside traditional media buying and going to talk about the channel that is very close to affiliate marketing, which is influencer marketing. Our guest today is Alexia Chirizzo from Metapic. It's an influencer marketing platform that connects influencer with brands. She will tell us more about it. Alexia also has a vast experience in working with Shopify stores in helping them grow. And I really hope she will tell us more how to make an e-commerce store grow, convert better, apart from traffic, of course. So our discussion today is more about how influencer marketing compares to affiliate marketing, how performance is tracked, of course, and how media buyers can use this channel, influencer marketing, to be like an additional channel, or maybe they themselves become creators, right? So let's dive in. Hi, Alexia. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for inviting me. I'm very excited to be here.
So let's start with your journey and how did you get into, e-commerce and influencer marketing afterwards?
So take it as a girl with a technical background that went into e-commerce. Then I went into sales. I worked at a Shopify development agency where I migrated brands on Shopify, helped them grow. I did a lot of strategies with them, the marketing part as well. Then I went into SaaS. I spent a year working on building a product and growing a product.
Okay.
And now I wanted to go a little bit back to my roots. So back into more direct e-commerce, I joined a affiliate and influencer marketing company, which is something that I haven't really done before. I haven't recruited influencers, but I worked in that environment. I work with people in that environment. I more like on the sidelines of affiliate marketing. And I was like, well, this is a very nice next step for me.
It's very
I joined
creative
Metapic.
environment.
It is, right?
Yeah.
And I think it's a very good fit. It combines both the human interaction with the business part of e-commerce, with actual technical stuff like attributions and things like that. And I'm very excited for you asking me to join the podcast because this is my first podcast in affiliate marketing.
Yay! Good. I'm sure it will be a great one. And because as you come with so much experience in e-commerce, coming to this field, it's very interesting to find out what surprised you most when you came into this field about, how creators actually drive sales, maybe compared to e-commerce, working with that.
Well, I think it's very different worlds. It's totally different worlds. One of them is very technical. You do the media buying part. You do sales. You have the attribution tool standard from Meta, from Google. Here, things are not that easy, let's say, because you deal with people. You don't deal with like the algorithms of Meta. You cannot look over Google Analytics to see who was a better fit because there's awareness involved, there's engagement, there's reach, there's buying intent, there's the actual creators that engage with their audience. You cannot like put a finger on a sale and say, well, this is 100% from this. It can't be, and we have to do a lot of teaching. We have to teach marketing managers, influencer marketing managers, of how all this mix contributes to the final sale. It's a longer journey than a standard journey, and you just have to be very aware of how things work. Otherwise, you will be very upset with your results.
But so for everybody to have it clear, what's the real difference between affiliate marketing and influencer marketing?
So in my opinion and how I see it, affiliates are people that are not really putting themselves out there. They're media buyers. They are blogs. They are websites. They might have their face out there, but it's a bit of a different medium. How would you define an affiliate?
They want to make money fast, and they are taking the marketing on their side, put their creativity to work, but they are most of the time not showing their face. They are doing content or not showing their face and media buying. Yeah. So they promote an e-commerce or a brand. They put their skills to work to be paid for it, but they don't really put their face to it.
Yeah, compared to a influencer that does content all day long, that films their whole day, that actively shows you how to use the product and shows you how they integrate in their daily lives. I think it's a bit of a different world, but they definitely are connected. Influencers are affiliates, and affiliates are people that influence people.
Yeah, but affiliates are like 100% performance driven, They
Yeah.
just work on
Yeah.
performance. They are paid on performance. I don't know how performance works for influencers because, as you said, there are multiple touch points. I mean, it's not only on the sales, they invest time in awareness and other stuff.
Yeah. That's why we generally go with a mix. So to give you a little bit of context about what Metapic does and what
Perfect.
we are a platform/agency that connects creators with the brands. And we act as we do have our tracking systems in place. We
So
can attribute
similar
the
with an
sales.
affiliate network.
Exactly. From a technical standpoint, it's very similar to an affiliate network. But when it comes to the services that we provide, it's very tailored. Like each brand has their own manager that recruits influencers from our database or from outside our database, so we are actively looking for people. But actually, this is what an affiliate manager at Awin does. They are actively looking for people.
All the big affiliate networks, all the affiliate networks have an affiliate manager that match.
That matches exactly, that comes up with the opportunities. But here is like people's reputations, so it's not just about links, it's about the impact that these people can make with your business. And we kind of know after all these years how to pair creators with brands. We know when to tell brands to invest, for example, in flat fees to drive specific awareness for a new collection, for example, or for a new launch or a new concept that they have. We know how to pick influencers to promote this exact part. And in the end, track it, make sure everything goes on track. If it does not go on track, we can adjust everything on the moment.
But so you have like flat fees for influencer and then pay them on performance as well. So it's a mix, as you said.
It's a mix. Whenever we talk about influencer marketing, it's not just CPA that works as in affiliate. In affiliate, it's very easy to just attribute a sale to a specific affiliate because we look at the last click, last view, purchases and stuff like that. And influencers don't necessarily want to be paid in CPA, which makes sense because they do have their products. They do use the products every day for a long period of time. You cannot really attribute 100% of the sale to an influencer because it's a bit unfair, right?
Yeah.
And so we do a mix. We do a mix of marketing. We do a mix of ways to pay the creator to make sure that the brand has enough awareness and everyone is happy. So CPA works, but we look over more like a cost per click because clicks are very important. We can measure the buying intent from a story, from some reels, by the clicks that they make. We do look over the sales, but it's very bespoke for every brand that we work with. Some of them are less flexible, some of them are more flexible. It really depends a lot on the brand and the product that we're talking about.
And how does this process work exactly in matching the brand with the influencer? Do you have like some steps that you follow, or you just, I don't know, that influencer will match this brand?
We're very close to our influencers. So we know what they post. We know their activity. We know if they have pets, if they have children, if they go to church, which is important, I promise. What kind of products they buy, what jobs they have. We need to know all these things because let's take a beauty brand, for example. A beauty brand might be fit for young people, for elderly people, for people with acne, and we need to find the influencers that you cannot promote a product for acne on someone that has a flawless skin. It's just nobody will believe that, nobody would buy that. And we need to really know this part. Let's say, for example, we have a great creator that we had amazing experiences with, but they don't have acne on their skin, which is congrats, that's fine. but they might know other creators that would like to work with us on that product, for example. Or they have family members. They have a sister, they have a, I don't know, sister-in-law, they have a mother, they have a daughter that might have this problem. And our job is to know that so we can create a perfect experience for the brand selling the acne product, as well as for the influencer, because that trust is very important. You cannot, people that watch influencers, they can smell bullshit from 6 kilometers away. It's very easy to see if someone just wants to promote something for the money or they actually believe in the product. And influencers have a responsibility to know if the product fits their audience, but some of them don't. They just want the money.
Yeah.
And it's our responsibility to make sure that their audience will respond to the products that we want to promote and they are a good fit. So I don't know if that answered your question. I think I went.
Yeah. You answered my question. So you said that you know very well your influencer, but how can somebody join your influencer list? I mean, I think it's kind of difficult from what you said because you have to know them very well to trust them before presenting them to the brands, right?
Yeah. We do trials from time to time. I mean, not from time to time. We often do trials with the influencers because our community needs to grow. And we want to bring more influencers and we want brands to have visibility with new influencers. So we do tests. We bring in, so people can apply, like any influencer can apply to our platform. We have a couple of criteria that we look at, like, for example, not have fake followers, have an engaged audience. And this we measure via some tools that we developed and have purchased. So we can look over that. We also make sure that the content is not sponsor, because that's not really
what you are looking
natural.
for.
Exactly. These are just user-generated content type of creators that we don't necessarily work well with. And people can apply. They apply, we accept them, and then we start giving them 1 or 2 campaigns to start promoting the products. Like, for example, there are brands that we work with, for example, Sinsei, and everyone in Romania has at least one product from Sinsei at home. A mug, some pants, a jacket, something for their children. It's extremely popular for people with children because children grow fast and you don't want to spend a lot of money on children's clothes. And Sinsei has like very good quality for children's clothes. And a lot of our influencers have children and a lot of them already have Sinsei products at home. So it's not a very hard exercise to make. And they apply. We teach them how to use the platform. We see if they are a good fit. If they are, they can start posting. And we start seeing the results. Do they drive sales? Does the story, does the content that they make sense for us and for their audience? And we can see that via numbers, but we can also see that via intent, like the engagement that they have. And some people may find this as vanity metrics, like the reach, the engagement, because everyone wants good numbers like that, but they don't measure anything. But we still look at those.
Okay.
We want the people, we want the influencers to be out there and we want them to make reach, and we can also measure the impact that they have. We do the math.
Yeah, but okay. Reach is important, impressions are important, but at the end of the day, I think brands are looking for sales, right? Do you use, I understand that influencer work more like on a flat fee, of course, and then performance driven. But do you use like tracking links or coupons, or how do you attribute those sales?
Yeah. We have our own tool that does the links and the attribution, and we can monitor everything from our dashboard.
Okay.
The brands can also monitor everything from their dashboard. So each of them have their own
Accounts.
I'm going to say dashboard again. They have their own accounts. They can see the dashboard with all the results from all the influencers, from each story. They can download the stories. They can use them. They can do whatever they want with it because it's part of our contract.
Okay, that's good for the brand.
That's good for the brand. That answers the performance part, but there is something that needs to be considered, which is some products, for example, there are some collaborations that we have that don't necessarily have links. Like some products may be launched in a physical shop, or someone may just Like a brand may just launch an app and we want to track the installs that the app has. So we can do a lot of things in a lot of directions when it comes to how we use the creator database we have and the needs from the creator, from the brand. And this, for example, has been a really good result. We drove people to a physical location when they opened via influencers,
Okay.
which you can't track it. You cannot like, because people just come, even if we put like I don't
Where
know,
did you find out
forms.
about us, but not always answering,
Exactly.
right?
Exactly. So this was more like a we went on the field and we asked people like, hey, how did you find about the launch? And they were like, from this influencer, from that influencer, from Facebook, from I don't know, I was just here like 10 minutes ago. I saw balloons and I was like, I should come. There are things like that that you can see.
Yeah, nice. I think that for these outside and not online businesses, I think coupons could help to track
Those
the
could help.
inventory
Yeah.
people coming. If each influencer has a specific coupon, then you can track how many come. It's just an
Yeah.
idea. Okay, and how about brands? I mean, I understand that brands have to approve of the influencer or not, or how they can prepare before joining a Metapic.
It depends. It depends on the type of collaboration that we have. Some of the brands that we work with require specific influencers to start the collaboration with. Like they already know them, they've been following them for a while, they think it would be a great fit, and we facilitate the collaboration at that point. Some brands don't even require to approve the influencers. They just want to see how it goes, and we can, at least, if something does not go according to plan, we can just shut it down. This might happen. Very rarely, but it might happen. We have to keep an eye out for it. The red flags for influencers. Well, I think I find,
when they're evaluating influencers, I'm thinking about that they are looking at some things, right?
for example, there is one case that we have with a brand that sells like vacuums and hair dryers. They want to make sure that the content creators don't promote their competitors. This is a very good thing because, first of all, it doesn't make sense for them as a brand to be associated with someone already promoting another brand.
Of course.
As well as they're looking for people that let's say stay a lot at home, take care of their house, take care of their appearance, that may use the product on a day-to-day basis. Otherwise, if they have, I don't know, a cleaning lady that comes in, like the house is always perfect and they don't show any kind of spillage or any kind of imperfections, it doesn't make sense, because that creator has already positioned themselves as, I am perfect, and coming in and bringing a vacuum cleaner and cleaning a dirty countertop does not fit the brand.
Yeah.
So we are looking for things like that.
Okay. Okay. Let's come back to like audience affiliates. Do you think an affiliate media buyer can realistically become an influencer? They are, like, as I said, performance driven. They know about that, how to sell things. But if someone has always been behind ad accounts, how should they start from zero?
Anyone can become a content creator. Anyone can become an influencer. So don't worry about that. There are ways for you to become an influencer if that's what you want. In my opinion, the best way to start is to know the niche that you're in. Like, find something that you're an expert in, or become an expert in a certain area and start doing content around that. You don't need to necessarily put out your face. There are content creators like girls doing nails. They don't necessarily have to be experts. They don't have to have courses. They can just do their own nails at home, like I do. Right? But I just have to show how I'm doing the process. I don't necessarily have to show my face.
Okay.
And in that way, nail companies and other like beauty, like hand creams and people like that will see that I am doing good content around that. And they will start sending me products. They will start giving me the opportunity for performance campaigns and earning money via clicks and links. And this happens in different ways, in different contexts. So for example, if I don't want to show my face at all, I can just start writing a newsletter. I can just become an expert in, I don't know, fashion tips, and I can just do that, or create a Substack. Influencers don't necessarily need to show their face. They need to show that they are good in something. But yeah, showing your face helps a lot.
Yeah, I think that's the general understanding that affiliate creates content, it's paid because, as you said, newsletter is more like what some affiliates do. They send newsletters to some list they have, they promote some products, and they are paid based on sales, right? Influencer, they need some reputation, I think, also.
Yeah.
And when you say
Yeah.
they don't have to show their face, that's a good thing to know. Do you think that here they can use like AI avatars or something like that? Because now we have all this AI stuff that surrounds us.
I think this is a very trendy question around the influencer area. And I think it's really hard to give a response because it depends on the brand and it depends on the person and how it's done. Like, for example, I know Samsung is doing that. They work with like virtual AI influencers in the States, in China. And that works because it's a different market. They have a reputation, they have a name. Imagine a beauty brand, selling acne products using AI avatars. This will never work. Imagine like,
Yeah,
oh,
that will
I have
not
seen
work.
such a flawless skin. Look, I had acne 2 weeks ago and now it's gone. So it depends on what you want to influence on. Again, if I see, and this is something that I see very often, I see brands selling clothes that use like AI generated pictures of people wearing the products in the real life. And it annoys me so much. And the thing is that I get it. I get that brands want to take shortcuts, but this is not a way to go for a fashion brand. People are not models. And it's annoying. In my opinion, it makes the brand seem a little bit like they don't care about this part. However, if I see Samsung doing like AI avatars with like a fridge or with with a phone, I'm not gonna get upset. I know that a phone can be used by everyone. I don't need to see myself wearing the phone. I don't
Yeah,
need to
I
see
think it
myself
depends on the
opening the
niche
fridge.
the brand is
Yeah.
in, right? As you said.
But they are something very interesting to try. And there are a lot of people, there are a lot of content creators that do this well and that know their market. Like they don't show like dresses. However, they show vacations. They are putting the AI avatar out doing vacations and going on riding elephants and
Yeah.
whatever. I don't endorse that behavior, like the riding of elephants. But you can promote travel services with AI avatars. You can promote a fridge. You can promote a car. You don't necessarily need to say, I mean, these are already made on the computer, right? It's not like the cars going in, they assemble the car is anyway real. I think you need to know your niche.
In what niches are brands actively looking for influencer right now? In what niches do you see that brands are looking for influencer?
Most, like generally, products that are easy to buy without having another decision maker. Like, for example, beauty products. Beauty products, you see a new mascara and you're like, oh, I like it. My mascara is almost gone. I'm going to buy a new mascara like right now. Or fashion. Wow, I see there are sales. Well, let me check them out and I will place an order right now. It's more about impulse buying. It's a different behavior. You have to influence the decision in a very short time span when it comes to influencers. And the people can be in different stages like of consideration for the brand, but the final purchase moment needs to be like a sale or showing a product or showing myself wearing a product somewhere outside. It's not going to be that easy as buying a car, because buying a car requires, first of all, the spouses, I'm not going to buy myself or I'm going to talk with my partner.
Investment.
It's a big investment and it's not gonna, you won't be able to even attribute this sale to a certain influencer. And that's not gonna work. So we're looking more like impulse purchases. Again, another vertical that is very hard to do is like furniture. Furniture, because you need to measure the space, you need to look over your space, you need to consult again with someone else, you need to throw maybe your existing couch. You cannot just buy a couch right now. However, it works with like decorative items like vases or candles or I don't know, utensils for the kitchen, things that are easier to purchase and are
Smaller
not such a
things.
big strain. Exactly.
And do influencers have to get them or they get them from the brands?
It depends. But everything is, it depends.
I see that.
Generally, generally the best way to go about this is to show products in real life. Like if I want to sell utensils for the kitchen, ideally I should make an omelet with those utensils, or a cake, or whatever. I cannot just show how pretty they are and expect people to trust me that they are pretty and they are working. They need to see it in action. And brands give vouchers to the influencers to buy products from their assortment that fit their lifestyle, that fit their house, that look good in the images that they create. And this is how they make the products. However, people might already have the products in their home. As I mentioned with Sensei, this is a really good success for us, that campaign, because the influencers have the products, they do receive vouchers, they buy more products, but it's more, there is a bit more content that can be made with the products that you already have. So even though they will receive vouchers, the vouchers, for example, can be sent for new products or new collections, or I don't know, new brands that might come in the country or to a shop, so
Be
people
promoted.
can promote those products. So yeah, a combination.
And what platforms currently convert to best for influencers? I don't know, Instagram, TikTok. What platforms do they use mostly, or you see more successful?
Instagram all the way.
Yeah.
Instagram all the way, because, for example, when you are scrolling, and I'm going to paint a picture here, you're scrolling on TikTok, you don't necessarily feel like thinking too much, right? You're scrolling on TikTok a bit mindlessly. You just want to take the edge off. You had a very long day. You just
It's more
want
for
to.
entertainment.
Exactly. It's for entertainment. However, when you're scrolling on Instagram, you already have that behavior in your mind that this is where you can find products, and this is where advertisement is always present, and it's a different journey than TikTok. YouTube also works, but YouTube again is, you're not necessarily making impulse purchases from YouTube. You're making decisions on YouTube. You see videos with people reviewing the products and you're like, well, I think I'm going to take that surfboard because I researched it and it's going to be very expensive. And
It's more
I'm
about
probably.
learning on YouTube. Exactly. It's like you go there
Exactly.
to learn stuff and you have a different mindset when you go
Yeah.
there,
Yeah.
as you said. When you go to
And
TikTok, you go to scroll and be entertained. And when you go to Instagram, you go in the mindset to find products, find easy things.
exactly. But there is a bit of a difference for the region. Like in the UK, TikTok Shop works very well because for a couple of years now, they started creating that behavior locally that you can purchase products from TikTok. There is this brand, Wonderskin, that sells like beauty products and like lip tints, and it's a viral product that I think they were the pioneers of. And they sell one lip tint every 1.2 seconds on TikTok Shop.
Wow. So it
Wow,
depends on the
right?
view as well. Wow.
Depends on the for example, in the northern countries, Snapchat is very popular, and a lot of creators are sharing links and products and everything on Snapchat, because this is one of the few areas, like regions in the world, where Snapchat lets you monetize the content that you make, and people are used to using Snapchat. I haven't used Snapchat in like 6 years, for example. The behavior here is very different. So it depends a lot where you look, and a lot of creators have Snapchat communities. So that's amazing for me, because I don't know, I haven't even installed. I had installed Snapchat for a very long time.
Because you don't use it,
So
but depends, as you said, of the geo
yeah,
and the community where you are in.
yeah.
Okay, and what
Um,
about yeah, continue, sorry.
No, I wanted to add the fact that, for example, in Romania, how TikTok works very well with influencers, it is with flat fees. So not necessarily links, not necessarily performance. This is a channel that brands use in Romania and in Eastern Europe, because you cannot monetize the TikTok content. And what content creators do is they monetize the content by doing flat fee campaigns.
And do brands agree with that? I mean, they are happy with that? Because I don't know, I heard about things like paying a flat fee and getting like, I don't know how many impressions, but at the end, nothing came to the brand. And how do they
Yeah.
I think they go with this mindset that they can lose the money, but it's more for awareness maybe.
It depends a lot on the market. As I mentioned, with Romania, it's a little bit of a challenge to promote the performance part within the influencer network. So that's why we work with people that actually know how to do performance marketing, and they know how to do the links and how to promote. So it's a hybrid model. The flat fees are very good for bringing in new creators and giving them the products and making them show the products online. And then the performance part comes when they already have the product. Their database of people, like their followers, already know that they have these specific products, and they know they have a campaign, and they start doing performance as well. And this is where it's hybrid. It's for some periods it works best to have flat fee campaigns. After that, performance works very well. So you need to find a balance between the two, and also gifting vouchers to the influencers.
What about the difference? How do you select micro and macro influencers? I know it's like about the followers they have and things like that, or the community they have around them. How important is that? How can somebody starting now compete with the ones with big followers?
The influencers with big followers don't necessarily convert.
Yeah,
They
I know.
have already.
That's why sometimes
Yeah.
I'm okay. Why some brand pays that guy that amount of money just to show the product? It's more about awareness. I think they know that it's losing money for it.
It's only about awareness. It's the engagement for brands with over 500,000 followers. It's 2% maximum, like 1.2, 1.6. This is where we're looking, because these type of creators are not influencers anymore. They're starting to become public figures. They get invited to certain events. They start posting a different kind of lifestyle that the normal people are having, and they're not necessarily credible in the way of really trust this person that uses this product for acne and are not going to get something, do peelings and stuff like that to work on the problem. It's a different type of content that they promote versus small influencers. Micro influencers is what we consider between 10 and 50,000 followers, and this is the holy grail of where performance happens. And these are the people that have the highest conversion rates and the highest engagement. The engagement for people with under 50,000 followers can go up to 20%. Like, people can actually be that engaged because it's a smaller community, and these people are not public figures. They still are, a girl with a phone in her bedroom doing content and showing products and going and being a human being that is relatable.
So the community is more about quality, not about quantity. In this case.
Exactly. And oftentimes big creators like macro influencers and public figures won't accept any kind of performance campaigns because they don't need it. They don't want to have a long-lasting relationship with a brand that may or may not generate money for them. So they're looking for what can be the money they can make and the things that they can do. And there is a point when, for example, you want more creative freedom. When being a public figure, you want to do whatever you want with the products that you receive and the campaigns that you are getting paid to do. And so with being a public figure, you can do most of whatever you want. So they're looking for this creative freedom, which small influencers not always have. We do that. We let them do whatever they want. We want the content to be as natural as possible. And this is what I always say. Someone is, I don't know, if there is even an affiliate that does not necessarily resonate with the products that are being presented, just don't promote them. You can have your license suspended for drunk driving, but you should not accept a collaboration with BMW, right?
Yeah, clearly. Wow.
Yeah.
And for these CPA promotions, what content format generates the most revenue from what you saw right now with your influencers?
Stories. So stories are stories on Instagram. They work best because it's right here, right now. I'm showing you what I'm wearing in this moment. You can buy it right now if you like it, or you can go check it out. a little bit more. So stories are the holy grail of making money out of Instagram. It works very well. And there's also like reels that work, but for promoting new products, new collections, stuff like that. A lot of them have communities on Facebook, communities on Substack is becoming more and more popular, and people have communities there where they can write more content, and this is for people who have a bit of how do I say that like to write, that have this talent, let's say, and they can share, I don't know, tutorials on how to create your own capsule wardrobe, like a capsule collection when you buy 5 tops and 3 pants and you just combine everything like that. And this is the type of content that stays for a long time and it doesn't get erased. And this may work. Communities are also built on Facebook. So a lot of influencers have communities on Facebook where they put links with the products that they like, the products that they have. But you need to be very engaged to have something like that and actually get links and clicks and conversions. So my advice, if you're an affiliate trying to break into the influencer world, just start being a person that you can trust with the purchase. Use the product, show how to use the product, use it every day, and you will make money out of those collaborations, and other people will come in with similar products that fit your lifestyle for you to promote and have a great success with. So yeah,
So be an actual user.
be an actual user. Exactly.
Affiliates usually, as you said, on Substack, creating content, they are used to create content and create landing pages and presenting the pain points and stuff like that. But they are used to scale by usually increasing the ad spend, right? Because they are running ads mostly. I'm talking about media buy. How do influencers scale? How can they scale from promoting a brand? I don't know. They can promote multiple brands. How to scale?
The question is how you're asking more precisely about how you can scale one collaboration with one brand, or how you can generally scale your account to bring
you can
brands.
say about one brand or generally scaling. I mean, if you're an influencer, you promote a brand, what can you do next to scale and grow,
Well, first of all, do things without being paid.
So volunteer.
Volunteer, exactly. Go and try out new products for yourself without being a paid partnership. Go to Sephora, buy every foundation on the rack and spend 30 days wearing one foundation a day during your day to show the results before and after. This is something that someone has done on TikTok, and then after like those 30 days, I think 80% of the brands wanted to collaborate with her further after that. So do things without being paid. Do things without any expectation from the brands that you do this for. Do this for yourself. Do this to become more of an authority in the field that you want to promote things in. For example, if you are the type of content creator that shows things like tips around how to decorate your house, go into every decorator store in your city and show the products without any sponsorship. Just go there and share what you like, what you didn't like, what works best for a certain type of aesthetic, for another type of aesthetic, and get out there. And after that, brands will come. You have to be a consumer and you have to show people, you have to influence their opinions, and you have to be present. Because if everything is sponsored, you're not going to trust that anymore. Buy clothes and test them to see how they look. Look over the ingredient list. The ingredient one.
Yeah.
And make a video about I don't know, how Zara for men has very good compositions and everything is made out of cotton, but with women everything is made of polyester. And after that, brands selling products with cotton will reach out to you and say, hey, we actually have products with cotton for women.
Creating a lot of content from what I see, and being involved a lot and liking to be out there and putting a face to things. I think that's important as well, to not be grumpy when you present and you don't want to appear in the video. That wouldn't work well.
Yeah, and there are some periods, a little bit more tense, like I don't know, politically tense, let's say, to be correct. It's very hard for an influencer to navigate these periods because, the people that you have in your audience have different political views on the subject in matter, and it's people do have the expectation from influencers to share a political view or to share things about politics, but this is not necessarily the type of thing that I would recommend. And this is like I think I wanted to touch a little bit on what to do and what not to do when you are an influencer. You have to use your platform for good. Make sure to be very well informed before doing things like that, because I have seen a lot of influencers being paid by, I don't know, political parties or by, I don't know, associations to say certain things that they did not think through. And after that, they realize, oh, I made a mistake. Let me try and correct that. I think it's very important to stand your ground and to not listen to everything that comes to your inbox. Just you can say no to, and if you start saying yes to things that don't resonate to you, then your audience is going to smell that and they will start fading away.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Don't touch political things if you want to grow
Yeah.
your business. Let's come back a little bit to touch a little bit about e-commerce and your experience there. What should an e-commerce store, I don't know, fix before sending influencer traffic? Should they have something prepared?
Yeah, fix your website.
What do you mean exactly?
Well, imagine that you have very good influencers and you have very good products. And then people go on your website and it's very bad. The prices are not translated in the local currency. The content is not translated in the local language. I don't know. The site looks a little bit shady. Or I don't know, your experience with the brand will lack. Like you have problems with the delivery. You have problems with, I don't know, sizing. You have to fix all these things and try to be as proactive in fixing these things as they appear, because people that are buying from influencer recommendations will have a stronger relationship to the brand versus them finding the product themselves, because it's a recommendation. It's like I'm recommending something to a friend and they hate it. I feel responsible for that. I'm like, well, I recommended you that product. I'm very sorry that your expectations did not meet the reality. And you need your website to be as optimized as possible. Run experiments, do heat map analysis, make sure that the content is optimized, make sure that things look correct in the language that you're presenting, because I've seen this a lot of times. Right now, I have a brand coming in from Germany to promote like clothing products in Romania.
Okay.
And everything looks very nice and the products are really great, but the currency is in euros. The website is in German and the translations are made with like an auto translate tool that makes everything sound like, it's obviously translated with Google Translate, and it's very bad. And even though they had a lot of budget looking to invest in a collaboration with influencer for us, we said, you have to fix these things first. Otherwise, you're going to burn your money with influencers and you're going to blame us. Because, well, we didn't bring good influencers. We didn't bring good traffic. We selected them badly. And this is our responsibility to make sure that the brands are set for success. Because if we would accept the money and we would accept the collaboration with someone that has a leaky bucket of a website, our reputation will be jeopardized. The influencers will receive backlash. You need to make sure that this part is optimized. And yeah, just run heat map analysis. Do a bit of research on your website. It's very important to know your audience, because if you come here to us and say, well, my products are very good for teenagers, and we start bringing in younger influencers to use the products and to show how they work and to try them on and whatever, but then we realize that nobody is buying it, well, the brand is going to get frustrated with the fact that we don't deliver results, when in fact in Romania that particular brand just has another audience, or the audience that they want to have does not fit the expectations of the public. Maybe their audience is, I don't know, mature women going to work and going to certain clubs, whatever. It's going to be very different than how you promote products for younger generations. So you have to know, you have to do your research on these things, because if you come to us to do the experiment for you, it's going to be a very costly experiment. I mean, we can do that. No, we could accept that, but it's going to be very expensive for you. And we want brands to succeed, and this would not make them
So
generally
that
succeed.
would be like preparation before working with influencers. Check your website, make sure you know your audience and what they need. And what about after you start working with an influencer? What should they expect in the first, I don't know, 1-2 months from that collaboration as a brand?
Right. It depends a lot on how big the brand is in the country. If it is a well-known brand, like Sephora, for example, everyone will know Sephora. Every influencer will have products. We can start very easily doing performance campaigns, recruiting influencers, and just saying, hey, we just started this collaboration. You can start putting your links out there, create links, show products. You can just start a collaboration as it is. However, if it's a product or a brand that has never seen the country before, you will need to create awareness. And we do that with flat fees at first. So brands come in, they want to see a couple of influencers getting the products and doing like hauls and showing how they work. And then we can start with the performance part, because otherwise they are just not going to, people are not going to trust the influencers promoting those products. You need to create that relationship with the influencer and create a relationship with their audience.
To create the context.
Exactly.
So they
And
can
find people,
promote.
we will find people, and we will experiment with influencers around our community. If they want more like those, we can always find more. So results after starting a campaign with influencers come in like 3 months.
3 months.
In 3 months,
They should expect 3 months of waiting and
yeah,
tracking
yeah,
and monitoring. And what metrics should they
exactly.
watch beyond just sales? Because, okay, it's the awareness campaign that is flat fee, right? Then there is the performance one where they expect sales, I assume, right? I mean, they're not, it's a brand, it's known, but they expect sales. So what metrics should they watch? Should you provide apart from sales?
We look over traffic, what traffic we bring to the website, and we use the traffic metric to identify, for example, if a certain brand did not receive sales on the spot, but people went to physical shops to buy the products. We measure the interest that they have. But different business models, different brands will require different metrics to look over, because if you're only an e-commerce shop, then you will see the traffic and you will see the sales and you will just calculate the conversion rates and everything. And yeah, I think it's very straightforward. It's this is what we're looking for: in the engagement, the vanity metrics, the reach, the people that have seen the post or a certain story, the clicks they make, and the sales that are generated afterwards.
Okay. When you say engagement, do you refer to engagement on the content provided by the influencer, or engagement on the website where the visitor goes after clicking
This
the
is
influencer link
the engagement on the stories.
on the
For
story?
example, I was playing around.
Yeah, it's better with examples.
For example, an influencer may post multiple stories with products from a certain brand, and we want to measure the rate that people stay from the post saying, I'm going to show you the products that I bought, until the last story where they say, I hope you like them. Here are the links, and we want to make sure that the user stays for that sequence as much as possible. And if they don't stay, they can adapt the content. Maybe the products they have are not a good fit. Maybe the way they present is not very good. So, yeah.
When I was looking into influencer marketing a few years back, there were a lot of influencers who didn't want to be paid on performance. Like they wanted to be flat fee and that's it. I see now things have changed lately, and I don't know. Do you see influencer marketing moving closer to affiliate marketing in terms of tracking and accountability? I would say performance tracking and stuff like that. From what I understand from you, it seems like that, but I want to get your input.
It depends a lot on the market that we're talking about, because some markets may be a little bit more mature versus some still need a little bit of hand-holding on this subject. For example, content creators in the UK and the Netherlands and Germany are starting to, like, they are the first that started shifting towards a more performance approach. And this is giving us hope for the markets that are not yet there, like Eastern Europe or Italy or Spain or other countries where you need a little bit more consideration and more awareness, because we have to train the brands. There are two types of training that we need to do. We have to train the brands to see value in doing long-term performance campaigns and having the patience to start seeing results, because as I said, it takes at least 3 months, sometimes even more. It's not like you're losing money in the first 3 months. You're just not gonna see the account at its full potential. You're still gonna see numbers that you can say, it's not bad, but we want better. Brands need to have that patience, as well as we need to train influencers to see that this is a long-term partnership and this is a recurring stream of revenue for them. And they have to have the patience to have a long-term collaboration with the brand before it will work amazingly. There are some markers from the beginning that will show us if a collaboration will work or not. And one of them is the willingness of the influencer to adapt and be engaged with us and try to actually have a collaboration. And I think this is one of the most important things, is to work with people that have the same goals as you, that want long-term collaborations, that want to be part of your community, and that are actually there to put in the work, because we are putting in the work with the brands, and they need to also start putting in the work, because what happens if you don't have flat fee campaigns anymore? Are you just gonna stop being an influencer? Are you gonna go back to a corporate job?
Yeah, who knows
Each to
how
their
they
own.
think, but yeah, I agree that
Yeah.
it's better to be paid on performance, because that's how everybody has a clear understanding. They know if it's working, they know it's worth investing in those influencers.
Exactly.
If not, this is just awareness. Okay, we're getting close to ending our interview. I want to ask you a few things before we end this. So first, I want to ask about the trends, and with this AI content and creators, where do you see influencer marketing heading? Your opinion on that?
A lot of influencers use AI. So they use AI to find topics to present further. They use AI to come up with scripts. They use AI to search for brands that they can buy to test. So they are using AI more and more often. But as I mentioned before, it's very tricky to see who can actually benefit from AI avatars and, fully AI generated content. It depends a lot on the type of brands that they work with and who they do this with. I now remembered there is this guy that is doing Instagram reels 100% using AI, that is actually an AI engineer. And he has this channel as a space for himself to play around with the tools around AI and to show people what can be done. And he puts himself in different places, in different locations, in different, as I mentioned with the traveling part, he puts himself in places where he would not normally be able to get to. I don't know, the bottom of the sea or the moon or stuff like that, just to show the AI capabilities. And he does this with brands. And it's very fun to watch, I mean, that if you don't take into account the water that is being consumed and the whatnot of doing the AI generated videos. But there are certain brands that are very excited to work with him on these type of things, but not sustainable necessary brands. So that is the part that is very important. It would be
More
a bit weird for a
future stuff. Yeah. Invention.
Yeah. Just imagine the Turtle Association collaborating with someone doing AI videos of him taking care of turtles.
Not happening. I hope so. Okay, and what is one piece of advice, your top advice you'll give like a media buyer who wants to test influencer marketing today?
Well, take your strengths and transform them into a bit more content. Get out of your comfort zone, but still be true to yourself and do things that you like, that you enjoy. People will know if what you're doing is being done only for the clout or only for the money. It's very easy to see how genuine someone is, especially when you see them talking, when you see them engaging with you. And start experimenting, try out new things. Maybe you will find out that this type of influencer approach works best for you and is a very good addition to the channel that you already have created behind the screen, you know? So yeah, be bold, try new stuff, experiment, get out there, and don't be afraid of people's opinions, because this is the number one thing that keeps people off from starting to do creation, content creation, and become an influencer. But what will my neighbor say from when I was a child? What will my high school colleagues say about my content? Just, what does it matter?
Ignore them.
Just ignore them. Just push these thoughts aside, because when you will be successful, people won't remember how they judged you for creating content at the beginning. You know, people are very hard on themselves. We deserve good things in life if we put in the work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would be curious to see how many affiliates will start doing influencer marketing. Affiliates mostly are like have at least CPA marketing affiliates. They have this mindset of quick wins, quick money, and here putting a lot of content, it's like a side business from your CPA marketing, I would say, just to explore your creativity and see if that could be an additional channel. And maybe if you are a natural talkative person like Alexia, maybe you'll get into influencer marketing much easier.
Well, there's one way to find out.
Just try it, right?
Just try it, and just have the patience. Money will follow, but you need to have other desires and other objectives in life than money to become an influencer. You have to be comfortable talking to people. You have to find joy out of getting out there and talking to people and being in front of the camera. Otherwise, it's gonna be another chore, like washing the dishes. And, you know, who
Yeah.
likes washing dishes?
I don't think it's too many people.
Me neither.
Maybe when you are just stressed out. Okay, Alexia, thank you.
Right.
Where can people get in touch with you to find out more?
Well, find me on LinkedIn. I post there quite often, and I'm not afraid of people from high school seeing my content.
Okay, good to know.
Yeah, find me on LinkedIn, and yeah, I would say Instagram. However, I just did not start my influencer career yet. You can be there the first when I decide to do that.
Okay.
And I will keep you updated with my journey if it ever comes into realization.
Okay. You have talent for influencer marketing, so I'm looking forward to it, right? Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Alexia, for joining me. And that's it for today's episode of Champions of Performance Marketing. Big thanks to Alexia for helping us better understand how influencer marketing actually works behind the scenes. And who knows, maybe somebody is moving from paid ads or adding an additional acquisition channel to their stack, right? As always, thank you for listening, and we'll see you in the next episode. Bye.